We talking about whatever that's on your mind. Speak your mind, don't be shy. This is your time to shine. What up, though, people? Welcome to Whatever Talk Anime. This is the second episode of the new spinoff. This episode, we're talking about Yu Yu Hakusho. When I say we, it's not my regular co-host, because he don't watch anime.
Oh, you need to get your new co-host then.
I do need to get a new co-host about that, man. And the last time we seen Dragon Ball Z was back before we graduated from high school. Well, before we decided to quit high school. Not graduate.
Had Goku beat King Piccolo yet?
Oh. Good.
Hey, you know what? I'm gonna make sure he hear that part. He gonna talk about it.
Oh man, no, truthfully, Donnie, I don't really know how old you are. I just really wanted to say that.
Oh well, I am 32.
You look younger than I thought, so compliment right at you there.
Well, thank you, because you know a lot of people who live in Detroit age rapidly.
Oh goodness.
I mean, here soon you guys are all going to be robots, right? Judging from that video game.
I'm not going to sign up for that, because once you go into that government stuff and politics, they control you forever.
Yeah.
So I don't want to be shut down at the whim of Hillary just having a period.
And once you go robot, you don't go row back.
Oh,
You know why I'm laughing?
I'm about to unplug his mic. That was terrible.
Exactly. Please unplug his mic on that one. Yes, you heard already. The other two guys with me are another pair from the Remember the Loop crew. This Remember the Loop, like, collab stuff is like becoming a common thing now. And with me, I have T-Bird and I have Nick. I forget. They call you Nick, right? I forget.
It's a Nick or B-button guy. That's
B-button.
Yeah.
That's what it is. I straight up forgot the Nick name for Nick.
Oh, look at that wordplay though.
Yeah, so we have T-Bird and B-Button guy.
What up?
What up, though, people?
We're gonna talk about whatever.
No people. And by the way, your audio just came in like really, really crappy on that one.
Who was that? Me?
Who just said what up though?
That was probably me.
Oh, okay. Well, it's back fine now.
His
May I
power
say-
level must have been over 9,000 on that one.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
You know what? I was gonna take that out, but now I'm leaving it in.
You're talking to the master of derailing now.
Oh man, that was a great one. If this would have been a Dragon Ball Z episode, that would have been even more great.
I guess I could have said he finally took his spirit cuffs off on that one.
Oh snap! I am digging this. So you get your info. So I gotta say it now. Did you guys watch the whole series, or did you just watch to a certain level and then move on to something else? It didn't never come back.
I watched the entire series in about 2 months. Freaking love it. But back before I like fully watched the entire series, I came and stopped at the Dark Tournament, and for a while there, I didn't even know there was 2 more seasons of it.
And for me, I watched originally when it aired on Adult Swim, the Midnight Run, or was that Toonami?
No, it was Adult Swim.
But Toonami had their Midnight Run, which was Adult Swim before it was Adult Swim, I think. And that's when I watched it. I watched all the way up until, I think at the time, the fight with Toguro the first time.
Yeah, the Dark... Oh, that wasn't Dark Tournament.
No, yeah, it was...
that was the beginning of the Dark Tournament.
Yeah, when the girl that like cried crystals. I watched all the way up to that point because I think that's all that was available in America. Yeah. And this week I binged the Dark Tournament, where I watched a collective of the Dark Tournament. So I don't really know too much about Yusuke's transformation. I know of the fight, and I know of everything else. And I know... Yeah, I know. But I have seen, I think, in the show, the very last fight. I think. I was talking to T-Bird about it earlier this week, trying to like confirm it. But we'll get to that a little later.
Yeah, yes, because that is that's a big thing to talk about, to mention the very last fight. Mm-hmm. Or a very last major fight, you can say. I gotta always start off these anime shows with 2 major questions. The first one was, did you happen to see the whole entire series? Which B-Button didn't quite qualify, but he made it to the finish line. I guess you can say.
I'm Usain Bolt's less athletic cousin.
And the second one is, who is your favorite character?
Urameshi. Urameshi. Gotta go Kuwabara.
Oh, thank you. I was going to say yes, Kuwabara. It was so hard for me to decide between Yusuke and Kuwabara. And I only say that because I don't want to be that cliche person who cares for the main character, because Goku is not my favorite character at all. He's far from my favorite character for Dragon Ball. But this particular show, the main protagonist, Yusuke, is a great character. It's a darkish character. I really like what Kuwabara stands for. His character stands for. He is so great, and his power level should not be what it is.
No, 100%. For me, my favorite character, I guess the cliche thing to say would be Hiei. I've always liked Hiei.
Why is that cliche?
Because everyone I've ever talked to said Hiei. Everyone I've ever known says
true.
Hiei.
He's the Vegeta of Yu Yu Hakusho.
He is.
Yeah, he is the Vegeta of Yu Yu Hakusho.
Same haircut.
Same haircut, and also same characteristics.
Very true. He's like, Yusuke shouldn't be that strong. I should be able to beat him. But I'm gonna go ahead and be that guy. I'm gonna say Yusuke because he's kind of the embodiment of, you take a human and you can push them to their limits and they become something more. Even though later on in the series you realize that he's not actually just full human.
Since you said that, let's skip ahead a little bit. Yes, when we first started Yu Yu Hakusho, we thought he was human. He's half human and half demon.
Mm-hmm.
The thing about it was his demon gene was so dormant, it never escalated to a certain extent until much, much later in his career as this spirit detective.
Yeah.
When that happened, I was somewhat kind of bummed out about it, but the way they took the story after that made it so fitting for Yusuke's character.
You think so?
Yes, I think it made it so fitting because his character is like, he's the typical I don't care, demeanor. You see it in almost every anime. The main protagonist is this super cocky person, but something about Yusuke's character that takes that role and plays it so much better than other characters, in my opinion. And when we found out that he is part demon, they didn't just make him this super extra. It didn't change his personality, to put it like that. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to get at, I guess.
Yeah, he kept his humanity.
Yeah, he kept his humanity, or the way he felt about humanity from the very beginning. It did not change his personality at all. In fact, it just added to his personality. And I guess you could say it complemented his personality. I don't know. That's not the word I'm really looking for, but you guys get what I'm trying to say?
No, definitely. 100%.
Now, what about the very first episode? The creator took it to another level by killing the main protagonist within 10 minutes of the first episode. Mm-hmm.
Did it even take 10 minutes? I felt like that was right at the beginning.
Yeah, it probably wasn't 10 minutes. Matter of fact, I think it was at the start, right after the title screen went off. It was just him jumping in front of a car to save a kid, and he's dead. And I'm like, that was so ballsy to do that. But if you watch the whole series, or at least watch it all the way up into the tournament, that makes that first episode, that first scene, wow, I'm glad you had the balls to kill the main protagonist.
You know what I'm kind of thinking of, since we're talking about Yu Yu Hakusho a lot? The similarities and the mirroring that Yu Yu Hakusho and Bleach have.
I haven't watched all of Bleach.
I think, is Bleach still going on?
No, it actually just ended.
It just ended, so I think I have up to 9 seasons of that, I believe. It's between 7 to 9 seasons. I watched all of them, but I just can't remember it because I couldn't really get into Bleach. But I'm going to watch it again because I have it, and maybe I can find a liking for it the second time around.
Yeah, who has time to catch up on a long-running anime or manga?
Yeah, like One Piece, Nick.
I do.
Touche. Then why don't you pick up that One Piece though?
I am, but I got to finish Shippuden first.
Yeah, I have to finish Naruto. Naruto's just taking forever. I think I'm in a filler spot.
Where you at? You on Shippuden or Naruto?
No, I'm still in the first run.
Has Rock Lee taken off his weights yet?
No, he hasn't yet.
What?
Okay, well, what's taking so long with me in Shippuden? I have actually skipped several episodes because Shippuden is me and Frosty talked about some filler. Naruto Shippuden is, so far, all the anime that I've seen is the worst with filler. I'm a fan of filler. To me, filler builds extra. Yeah, I'm a fan of it. If you listen to the episode, you'll get to adjust up. I'm not going to go into it because we talk about Yu Yu Hakusho. But filler to me adds to building character, in my opinion.
I agree. There's been some good filler episodes with Bleach and Naruto, but there's like times
no, not Shippuden. You watching like 70% Shippuden, and the rest of it is Naruto all over again. I'm like, what kind of filler is this? They're not doing flashbacks to where something that got cut out of Naruto. They're doing entire episodes of Naruto again as a filler. I'm like, this is stupid. Jeez. What the heck is you doing? But back to Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yes.
I got another question here.
Shoot.
Everything anime always leads back to Dragon Ball. It's always getting compared to Dragon Ball, no matter what it is. And I gotta ask, which has the better story? Yu Yu Hakusho or Dragon Ball?
Tanner, I'm gonna let you take this one first.
I'm going with Yu Yu Hakusho, hands down.
Why?
Because it doesn't take 5 episodes to charge up one attack that misses.
Oh, now that's a shot.
That is a shot.
But here's the thing. I like Dragon Ball Z too. It's ridiculous when it takes 5 episodes to do one attack and it doesn't even kill who they're trying to kill.
Yeah, to my knowledge, Goku's only landed 1 spirit bomb.
Yeah, and it killed Boo. And I need everybody's power. Oh, I missed.
Goku, you can't be charging that spirit bomb up like that.
Oh, I missed. It's only going like 3 miles per hour.
Gohan's in trouble. I hope Dad Piccolo saves him.
Dad Piccolo. Or P Daddy.
P Daddy. Yes.
That is great. For me, oh man. Story. From
what you know, from what you see from Dragon Ball.
From what you know.
I'm going to have to say Dragon Ball Z, only because, like, nostalgia reasons and everything, because there have been so many times I've been invested in it, especially, like, the first time when Goku and Bulma and, I think Master Roshi and Yamcha, they all go to Baba's place in that oasis, and they had that little small tournament, and then Goku fights this old dude in a rabbit mask. But this is just one thing that really stands out in my mind. Story-wise, which was awesome, you find out that it's Grandpa Gohan, and he beats the ever-living crap out of Goku, if I remember correctly. And after seeing that and being so young and everything, I was just like, this is intense. And of course, I was a little older when I watched Yu Yu Hakusho. And to me, it was very cut and dry. Like, you have this guy, Yusuke, and then he fights someone, and then he ultimately wins. But, like, it's never really clear that he gets stronger until later, in my opinion.
Yeah, until like some big event, like one of his friends dies, or something's about to happen to the human world or whatever.
Yeah, he has like an invisible Super Saiyan ore.
Yeah.
I had another answer, but the way you explain Dragon Ball does have a way better story than Z.
Yeah, it does.
It does, and so that alone gives this question competition. Dang, I can't even say it. Competition. But I'm gonna go with story. Yu Yu Hakusho.
Okay.
Yes.
Story wise, Yu Yu Hakusho has Dragon Ball beat, in my opinion. But Dragon Ball by itself is most definitely giving Yu Yu Hakusho's story a beating.
Gotcha. Well, for the sake of the podcast, I'll say Yu Yu Hakusho over Dragon Ball Z, but definitely not over Dragon Ball.
Well, unfortunately, I didn't grow up watching Dragon Ball too much. I would catch it every now and then when I got home from school.
Your childhood sucked.
Hey, now.
Right out of the cannon.
But, I mean, like, I would always catch it on Toonami, and by the time I got home, it would be starting to go to Gundam, Yu Yu Hakusho, and, like, Sailor Moon and all that. So, I think Yu Yu Hakusho had a little bit better place in my heart.
That's understandable. Now, do you know what Yu Yu Hakusho means?
Nope.
Tell us.
I just enjoy the anime.
Okay, well, I have come across. Excuse me one second. Let me chew my sandwich that I have in my mouth and swallow.
You're eating during a podcast?
It ain't soup.
I don't know how to react to that.
No, who was it? Alex or you that was doing that during the show?
My bad. It ain't smoke. But okay. Well, I done some research You know, people who don't know anime, who try to be perpetrators, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, they be like, oh, wait, that's the main protagonist's name. No, it's not. You learn that from the very first episode.
I think it tells you right at the beginning.
This boy's name is Yusuke. He's 14 years old and is supposed to be the hero of this story. But oddly enough, he's dead.
What? It's actually been in our face this whole time. If you watch the title in like small letters next to Yu Yu Hakusho, or is it right up under Yu Yu Hakusho, small letters, Ghost Files.
Yeah.
Oh.
I only had a limited time of research, but that kind of don't make sense because unless it's in parentheses, it'd be called Ghost Files, Ghost Files.
Yeah.
You're right.
So that kind of don't make sense. I got to do a little bit more research in that. I also came across some information saying Yu Yu Hakusho stands for Portuguese Reports or Ghost Fighter, which again doesn't really make sense because that'd be like redundant of a title to be called Ghost Fighter, Ghost Files, or Protagonist Report, Ghost Files. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it gotta be something else. If that's true, that's like a stupid title for a great show.
Yeah.
What's your favorite part of Yu Yu Hakusho?
Ooh,
you know?
I have.
Great.
Mine is right off the bat. I know what it is.
Go for it.
Okay, it's when they're having the tournament to see who trains with Genkai. When Yusuke's fighting that dude with the mask, and the way that he beats the dude is he gets Genkai's like cigarette and puts it in his belt loop or in his gi belt or whatever.
Yeah.
And the dude's all like, "How could you see me in the dark?" And Yusuke's like, "Cigarette, bro."
That is a great scene. Yeah. You know, that's a great battle, period.
Yeah, because I mean it shows that, like I was saying earlier, like, and kind of going along with what you said, like Yusuke's human and he uses his brain and he doesn't rely on his, you know, special abilities and until it's time to finish the fight. But he uses his brain and uses his senses and his schoolyard strongman tough guy.
Well, he uses his brain as a last resort.
Yeah,
that's until true. Genkai's are like,
use your brain, boy.
Yeah. Great voice acting right there.
I'm putting these spirit cuffs on you because you won't be so dumb. You have to use your spirit aura all the time in order to move on your own.
I guess you could say my favorite part is I'm gonna go with yours. You know, I like the tournaments in the series. The tournaments. The first one you just named, that's like a real good one.
Oh, so good.
The first Toguro tournament.
Yeah, the actual dark tournament.
I gotta remember, it's been a minute since I watched the whole series.
Yeah, me too, man.
The first time you meet Toguro is after...
I know he was trying to save that girl that crossed the crystals, right?
Yeah.
And that's when he ran into him.
And Toguro he was also trained by Genkai.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Well, they were an item. They trained together, but then eventually became an item. But then later on, and then they went their separate ways because Toguro wanted power over everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta give it to the tournaments. Like the story in between the tournaments is great. To me, Kuwabara makes a good part of the story because his character, his way of living. Kuwabara's character is the filler for me. As far as
I get that.
In between the tournaments and stuff, his character is like, it makes the story to me. And to me, Yusuke is complimenting Kuwabara's, in my opinion. Even though Yusuke is the main character, and I do dig Yusuke a whole lot for being the main protagonist. But Kuwabara, man, he's a beast. I'm so mad at the creators for making him so weak. So weak. Man, he should be up there at least, in my opinion, with Hiei.
You have to have a Krillin in every anime.
Oh, I know, man. You gotta be he is a Krillin. At least he's not a Yamcha. I'll be so mad if he was a Yamcha.
That's worse than the Krillin.
That is true. That is true, though.
You know what? I'm changing it. Kuwabara is my favorite part of the show.
Okay. What I like most about Kuwabara is when he lost his stick. Yeah, his stick, the part of the boken that he held, and he was like, "I need this in order to use my spirit sword." And then the pacifier dude, they were like, "You need to look inside yourself because that's where the true sword is." And then Kuwabara's like, "What?"
Dude, I gotta have you on here to impersonate all my anime characters.
Give me one
every show.
Give me one. I'll impersonate it. Just random anime character. I'll impersonate.
Okay, random character is Frieza.
Oh, jeez.
Which it shouldn't be that hard because Frieza and
basically Genkai, right?
Yeah.
Okay, here it is.
I trained in earnest for the first time in my life for 3 months, and this is what I get.
Goodness, dude, just stop it. You are now my favorite loot guy.
Boom.
Boom. Yes.
That's all it takes. Not only is Frieza my favorite villain of the Z world.
Thank you, Donnie.
That was great, man. You know what? I'm about to close the show out on that.
Thank you for listening to Whatever Talk. Be sure to tune in next week.
That is great. With my animes, I get into them. Like
same.
I watch it.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm about to say, have you guys ever cried on Yu Yu Hakusho?
Yes.
And I'm calling you out.
Yes. Towards the end, when he died, like when he died to get his demon powers, I was like, no.
like you for real cry, or you just like what a kid who was mad at the route the show taken.
I was pissed. I'm like, why did you do that? You suck. No. Actually, I got a better one. When Kurabara died in Dark Tournament.
That is
that
good
one. That one hurt.
I didn't like bawl out, cry like tears actually falling for the face.
It was like a manly cry. Like one tear just rolled down the cheek.
Yeah, I got very like when I'm around other folks. And I get teary eyed, I know I practice not blinking because when you blink, that's when the tears roll down.
Yeah,
so
100%. Yep.
And I got really teary eyed when Genkai died.
Oh, yeah, that was a bad one too.
Yeah, and I think a couple tears actually rolled down when Genkai died
because that speech she gives is just it hits you hard.
Yeah, Genkai, she's one of those characters to where she's that grumpy character in a show. But she has deep meaning. So you understand where she's coming from. So when she does die, it's like that very close person who taught you a lot.
It's like your favorite aunt.
Yeah. And I did have tears rolling when she cried. I mean, when she died.
For me, like goes for any anime, when Yusuke gives his speech about how no one's going to touch his friends, I'm never going to let that happen, or Toguro says something like, "You have no idea what it's like to lose your beloved," and then Yusuke is all like, "I'm going to do my best to make sure that doesn't happen." I was like, "Oh, tears!" Oh,
yes,
God.
that and Yusuke is another one of those characters. Like he's that hard-headed character.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not a Goku as fight for fun. He does like fighting. That's his thing. But he doesn't do it for fun. He has meaning behind what he's fighting for.
Ooh, wait, actually, counterpoint to that, and I don't want to be that guy, but when Toguro hits 85%, Yusuke says, "I can't move. It's not because I'm afraid. I'm curious."
Oh, you know what? He did say that.
Yeah.
So you know what?
But he's usually not like that. He's usually just straight up, "I want to end this fight because I'm strong."
Yeah, I do recall that. Yes, you know what? I don't take it back completely, but because Yusuke, like you said, he's not normally like that.
Right.
But as during that tournament, he did become curious to how strong he can be. Or how strong he could get to be. Mm-hmm. I take it back a little bit more because I do remember when he did become, when he realized he was a demon, and he let that portion of him, he embraced that. He did become a little bit more of that fighter who just liked to fight for fun.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
So he evolved into that character. So he didn't start out like that.
Exactly.
He was a knucklehead who just got into fights a lot,
mm-hmm.
but he didn't do it for fun. So he evolved into that character. So that's okay. I take it back a little bit because it's all coming back to me now. I still stand with what I said.
I feel you.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. So again, man, this show is just great, man. The main reason I want to do a Whatever Talk anime on Yu Yu Hakusho is because nobody talks about this show.
They really don't. It's really underrated, but it's so good.
Yes, it makes me mad that nobody talks about this show.
Yeah, like I was telling you earlier this week, I have a friend on Facebook who he actually has his name changed to Yusuke Urameshi, and I mentioned that I'll be doing a show on Yu Yu Hakusho, and he wants the link right after we're done, like as soon as it's posted.
I want to hear his comments for when he does listen to this, because
definitely,
again, nobody talks about Yu Yu Hakusho. It's only like 3 off rip that people talk about the most. Dragon Ball most definitely, Naruto,
One Piece,
and I was about to say that, and now One Piece.
Yeah,
like those are like the 3 off the top that everybody talks about when it comes to anime. I'm like, dog, come on, we gotta get some freaking Yu Yu Hakusho in this, man. This is Yu Yu Hakusho was killing Naruto.
Isn't it
And
Big
Shippuden.
I think there's a big 5.
Big 5?
It's the Dragon Ball Z. I want to say it's Naruto, One Piece, Bleach, and I think Fairy Tail is the 5th one now.
Ooh,
since it's like going over 500 episodes now.
Okay, what I'm about to talk about now is that last battle. The last battle was another tournament to figure out who's going to take control of all of Demon World. What I want to say about the last tournament, I am so glad that Yusuke lost.
Yeah.
Because that would have been such a typical way to end a show.
Mm-hmm. He went down in style, though.
In that time frame, he trained the Demon World tournament. There's no way possible he should have been the victor anyway. Separated into 3 sessions. His grandfather, he was on the verge of dying because he went on
he refused to eat humans.
Yeah, a Sabbath. you say.
Yeah.
What happens when you go vegan?
Yeah. But the other 2 wasn't no slouch.
Oh no.
So going off the training from the time he been there and him just really getting the gist of his demon form and all that stuff, I would have been so freaking mad to see. That'd have been like one of the worst endings to a series to me if he would have won.
Yeah, I agree. I mean that last fight was pretty awesome though.
Yes, it was.
They went all out, and like both of them were spent, and the fact that one guy's son said his name kept him in the fight. That was so cool.
That was cool. That was cool.
I think I'm remembering wrong because what I thought was the last fight was Yusuke versus this dude who looks very much like Master Tao from.
That's before this tournament. That's how he gets his powers. That guy kills him. Then the gene inside of him awakens or whatever, he comes back to life. Goes to the demon world. His granddad takes over his body and like destroys that guy.
Okay, and that's when Yusuke's all like, "What am I fighting for?" Blah, blah, blah. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, so the conclusion to Yu Yu Hakusho was great. Great. It's actually one of the best in my opinion. Matter of fact, I want to say it was better than Dragon Ball Z's conclusion. But I believe Dragon Ball Z ended with the intent to come back someday with the way it ended.
Yeah.
But he just never brought it back.
I have a question for you, Donnie.
Yes.
And your listeners.
Shoot.
If Genkai and Master Roshi were to have a kid, do you think this kid would be stronger than Goku and Yusuke?
Well, the thing about that is they're both are human. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna go with no, he won't. But I'm sure that Genkai would teach it how to use a child's spirit to a monstrous of an ability to use.
His name will be Jake. His name will be Jake, and he'll use the spirit Kamehameha gun.
Let's close out. I want to thank you guys for coming on the show. Thank the listeners for taking the time to listen to this.
Thank you.
Whatever Talk is not only just stopping at, the general podcast. We are doing the spin-offs, Whatever Talk Anime, Whatever Talk Gaming, and Whatever Talking to Myself. Pay no mind to the first 3 episodes. Those are geared towards a certain group. I did not intend for those first 3 episodes to be geared towards a certain group, but things happen in real life, and I'm mad at myself for feeding into it the way I did. But thanks, B Button Guy and Timmy Turner. I mean,
Timmy Turner. You know where you got that from?
I just caught on to what you said. Oh, ever bring whackness to this show. That guy is so whack.
You don't got broads in Atlanta. Credit cards in the store. Pegasus.
You better be. You don't want to claim broads in Atlanta because those might be broods. I guess.
Jeez.
Don't.
Koenma.
Yeah. You out there, but thanks, guys, for coming to the show. I appreciate you guys taking time out from your show. Remember the loot. Don't forget to check them guys out.
We do things, too.
They do things while drinking Monster.
We do. Hashtag sponsor loot.
So, until the next show, whatever.
I do what I want.
If you would have made it this far, but then you made it to the end of the show, you can stay posted, but we gotta go. But wait a minute, leave a comment, tell us what you think about it. Come again, tell a friend, tell whoever listening, whatever talk.